Hey guys, so I decided to show you guys how I quickly and easily added some extra character to this wall in I guess my family TV room, living room using some very affordable floating corner shelves that I found at a store called Five Below. This video is not sponsored by them, so just to let you know, everything in the video was purchased by me. Alright, so I decided to use the shelves to display my three children who I've already given birth to, clearly, sonograms, and I've also used two of the shelves in the nursery, and I plan on putting two more on the other side of the nursery. So yeah, if you guys want to see how I did this, please keep on watching. So the first thing you're going to do is measure the height from the ground or the floor to where you want your shelves to be. So use a tape measure, you can use a ruler, whatever it is that you have available that is the height you want it to be. Use that to mark where you want your shelves to, start. Okay, I decided to do 3 on each side, and I was not pregnant in this video. This video is actually from last winter. A lot of videos I'll film and not edit them for months at a time, so I do apologize for that. I'm sorry, I'm just a busy person and sometimes I just don't feel like editing. But I do try my best to keep the footage for you guys, okay? So once you have the height that you like, go in with a level. This is like a little cheap level I got at Wally World, and I'm using a pencil to make sure my line is 100% straight, and level, okay? It's very important. And then what you're gonna do is simply follow the directions on the packaging from the corner shelves. So it comes with the most basic direction. So what I felt worked best for me was to make my lines where the shelf will go, and then use the pencil, line up my shelf like this with the line, and then put a dot where I will need to put in my screw and my anchor, or my anchor and my screw, to attach the shelves. It gives a floating appearance the way they are installed, so there's no brackets or anything visible showing what's holding up the shelf. So I really like that about it. So if you noticed, I did the 2 holes on the right and then the 1 hole on the left, and I put a dot exactly where I need to screw, well, drill my hole to put in my anchor. Okay, so the little plastic thing, I don't know if you notice, whenever you buy certain shelves and things that you have to put on walls, especially through drywall, it will come with a little packet of screws and these little plastic things. Those are anchors, okay? They're very important and very useful, and they help keep things from falling off the walls. All right, so I used a small drill bit, a really tiny one. Can't remember the size, but find something small, okay, and make a little hole if you can. Okay, just a hole small enough to put your anchor in. You don't want the hole bigger than the anchor. You want it tight enough so when the anchor goes in, it has a good fit in there and it's not wiggling all over the place and falling out. You want it to be nice and tight in there, okay? So once I have my holes drilled, I'm going to go in, take my anchors, and this is what they look like. They come in a packet like this. Like I was telling you, you get a packet like this with the screws and the plastic things. Some people don't know what they are. They are for drywall. This is to help make the screw more secure and tight in the wall so your stuff doesn't fall off the wall, okay? And as you guys can see, I used the hammer to knock it into the little hole that I made. And take your time and knock it in. Don't do it like one big knock, because what's going to happen is it's going to go into the wall and fall inside of the wall, and then now you have no anchor. Okay, so take your time, okay? If it's giving you a little resistance, just take your time and hit it till it gets in there. So now I'm screwing in the screws, okay? This is a cheap screwdriver that I got from Wally World. I try my best not to spend too much money on screwdrivers and things like that. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen my butter knife a lot of times before. You know I love my butter knife for DIY. But yeah, you can find some really good affordable tools in the dollar store and in Wally World, okay? And also, when you are screwing in the screw into the anchor, do not push the screw. Okay, Drive the screw in, don't push it in. Okay, twist your screwdriver and let it go in by itself. Don't push it in because you're going to push the anchor in. It's going to fall into the wall with the screw and it's gone. Now you're going to slide in the shelf. It has like these little curved metal hinge looking things on the inside that should slide right over the screw head. Okay, the head of the screw. And then take your level, see if it's level. If it's not, adjust it. It was not level at all. Okay, I try to hit it with my hand. Don't do this. Okay, you're gonna mess up your work. Checked it again, was not level again. I was like, okay, we need to readjust. So I readjusted it. So clearly one of the screws didn't go down all the way. So I lifted up to see which side was giving me the issue. So I readjusted it, slide it into the screw head, and then checked it again, and it is level. That's what we need. We don't want the picture frames falling off the wall, okay? I also checked it to see if it was sturdy. Once I had that done, I actually used my level, the height of my level, to divide the space up between each shelf. This way I had the same space between each shelf, and instead of using the tape measure, which can be frustrating having to deal with the tape measure and rolling it back or whatever, try to get something that's firm like a ruler, or if you find a little level like this, you can use this to average the space. I want to say the space between each shelf was about maybe 10-11 inches. Okay, but do it to how you like it and what suits your needs. Okay, so as you guys could see, I got the height that I wanted. I used my level. I went in, did the same thing, made my lines, made sure it was straight, used the level to help guide me to make sure that my lines were straight and level. I also checked every shelf to make sure it was level. I know I keep repeating that, but it's important, okay? You may not get something 100% level, but at least let's get it to 90-95% there, okay? Because I found a lot of things in my home that I didn't fix or do anything to that were not level, that were done by the builders of this house, okay? So same thing, we're going to line up the shelf, the left with the left side, the right with the right side, make the dots where the screw holes are going to be, pre-drill the holes. Okay, you could get some cheap drill bits at the dollar store. You could get a really cheap little drill at Wally World. They come in handy. The little electric ones, I think they're like 20 bucks, and they come with a couple of drill bits on them. And then if you want, not drill bits, they come like screw, flathead, Phillips head, they come with that. But, if you want the extra little ones, you can buy those in the dollar store. Okay, so we're doing the same thing. I made my lines, they're level, and then I go in with my shelf, make my lines, put the marks where I'm going to pre-drill the holes, okay? And here's the thing, when you pre-drill the hole and you put your anchor in, the little plastic thing, right? Remember to nail it into the wall, because drywall, it's drywall. It's like it's gonna fall apart. So take your time, nail it into the wall. You want it nice and tight in there, and flush with the wall. You don't want the anchor poking out. You want it almost even with the wall. You want it flush with the wall. I'm trying to see if I'm explaining this correctly to you guys. So anchor flush with wall. When you put your screw in, you want your screw to poke out about 1/4 of an inch. There is these little metal pieces on the back of the shelves. It's kind of shaped like a horseshoe, a lifted horseshoe shape almost. And this is what is going to slide onto the screw head to give it that floating appearance. Okay, so this is what it looks like, okay? So you want your screw head to poke out about 1/4 inch out. You may need to readjust this depending on your wall. Some walls, corners are not square, so you might need to readjust the screws to make it slide on to that metal part or little thing, whatever that is. Okay, I'm not sure if you know the name of it. You could go ahead and comment it. The best thing I could say, it's a horseshoe shaped lifted metal thing that slides onto a screw head. Hey, I never said I was a contractor, okay? Okay? I'm a stay-at-home mom. I work from home and I have babies and I cook, okay? All right, so once we got that together, remember, anchor flush to the wall. Screw 1/4 of an inch sticking out so that it could slide over the lifted horseshoe thing metal thing that's on the back of the shelf, and this gives it the floating shelf look. Okay, so no brackets holding it up, nothing like that. So you see, once I get it in place, it's pretty sturdy. I put some weight and on that when I pushed it down to make sure. You see, I pushed it again to make sure it was secure. So this is how it looks after. Okay, and you guys saw the beginning. It was, pretty plain. I do love the way the shelves break up the wall, especially in those corners. So to finish off the shelves, because I told you guys, if I'm doing something, I'm going to do it right the first time. Well, at least what's right to me the first time and get it done with. Okay, we're going to use some painter's caulk, and a little bit of caulk goes a long way. Okay, we're going to fill in the space between the shelf and the wall, and this is going to give it a custom built-in look. It's going to make it look like the shelf was built into the wall and you didn't just slide it on or put it on there yourself, because that gap that is left there gives it away that it was put on there by you. It wasn't original to the house. So the painter's caulk gives it a, oh, this is original to the house, it's built in, la la la, or whatever. Okay, hey, I'm just saying, fake it till we make it. Okay, okay. Okay, so once you have the caulk in, use your fingers, wet your finger a little bit, glide it over the caulk. This will give it a nice smooth look. Go in with a wet or a damp, not wet, a damp cloth or tissue, paper towel if you want. And this will help clean up the wall, get the caulk off the wall, okay? You can also go in and paint this if you want to. I didn't do that, but you can do that if you like. Make sure you get those corners right, and once it's dry, it looks pretty much built in. The caulk also helps keep the shelf itself secure. Once it dries, it gives it more of a kind of like a bonding effect to the wall. All right, and yeah, this is pretty much it. Like I said, you could go in and paint it if you want to. Just make sure you tape around it. I didn't paint because the caulk matched the white of the shelf pretty well, so I didn't go in and paint it after. But yeah, it's optional if you want to do that. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Comment down below. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you very soon in another quick or long DIY video. Hopefully affordable. Love you guys. Bye.